Today on Adventures with Peps, we are painting, I have no idea. It's from the 1980s. It's from the Games Workshop Judge Dredd line. All I can find out is that they're called Flinn Shaver, and I believe they appeared in one comic very early on in the 80s with Gestapo Bob and the Cosmic Punks, I believe they were called. They were only in that one issue. There was a single panel where she appears, and that's it. So let's get into it. Right, everybody, check out my sweet Pokemon Band-Aid. Just trying to ignore that in the background. Yeah, this model has sat on my shelf for a very long time. It's not the most inspiring of models as far as looking in its white prime. I struggled. I didn't recognize the character. I know it's from Judge Dredd. I know it's from the Games Workshop line. But the character, I didn't recognize straight away. And that actually held me back wanting to paint her. And then I did some research and realized she is a member of the Cosmic Punks. She appeared in one panel, which later on got colorized. The colorized version, I think, shows her in a cheetah pattern top. Obviously not going to happen here, but yeah, I didn't get the model. Didn't understand it. She's carrying a big old axe and she looks tiny. She looks like a little Juve. And I imagine that's how I will use her in my own games. But yeah, she's tiny. So I hit her with a big old white prime and grabbed the Reichland Flesh Shade. I'm not doing my usual black prime with this. I wanted her to look bright. I want her to fit in with my Mooty gang that is mostly made up of the Games Workshop models, which is the Red Leg Raiders. Their trousers are bright blue, bright red, so I needed to make sure I had a nice solid white base that would take these paints wonderfully. And yeah, this is just a cheap old Dollarama rattle spray can prime. Nothing fancy on this whatsoever. I just finally want her off my shelf of to be painted, and we're going to slap some colors on her. So she just looks weird. I'm trying to work out where I want the paint to go, and she just seems very strange. There's issues with her hands. I don't know how to explain it. This model maybe came from a different model, because the hand that is touching the axe head, when I turn it over, she's holding something in that hand. Quite possibly a handle to a knife or something like that. This model originally was not this model. Somebody who's got more info on this range. I know for a fact they used a lot of the same models and did head swaps and conversions like that to make other characters. And I feel at some point I'm going to come across a model with very similar legs to this lady. And then I'll realize, oh, she was this person initially. But her right hand is holding something, and it looks weird. I just cover it in the flesh tone because I don't want to mess around with it too much. But she does seem to have a handle to something else. I have no idea what that something else might be. Very confusing. But with the flesh tone down, we are progressing along quite nicely. Right, my next one is going to be Snakebite Leather. Now, as you've probably guessed, I am using mainly Citadel speed paints for this. I want to clear some space on my paint shelves, so I'm going to try and use up my Citadel paints because I don't want them anymore. I want army paint. That's what I want. I want to buy a set of army paints, but I want to get through some of these older pots first. So I'm using this as an excuse to start using up some of them. I'm going to mostly be using this on her belt. There's not much else on her that needs to be snakebite leather. Might do the axe handle in it as well, just because it makes sense. It's going to be a brown color, then I don't have to use a darker one. But yeah, I'm not a fan of speed paints, the GW ones, that I find they dry up quite quickly in the pots. The pots are what suck about it, so I want to replace them with army painter. But me being me and a cheapskate, I want to make sure I've used up all the paints first. So you'll be seeing these quite a bit on secondary projects. I'm going to be digging out some of the old Imperium magazines and finishing that series using speed paints. So you might see the odd video of that. It's just a personal project I'm trying to work through. I want to clear some space. I'm running out of space, everybody. Right, that is that part all done. Pouch is complete, handle complete, skin tone complete. This is a tiny model. Like height-wise, smaller than a quarter, if that helps anybody. That probably only helps North American people. But yeah, she's tiny. She's probably only an inch tall. I don't know if she's meant to be an adult human or actually a juve. But height-wise, she's got to come in as a juve now. I need to find a few more that I can add together. And then I can make a little juve unit out of them. I grabbed the Iaden yellow, and you really can't see this, but she has hair scrunchies. So I'm going to color them yellow. I had my camera set to a fixed zoom. I forgot. So it's going to be a little bit blurry for a minute. How is everyone else doing? Are you getting through your projects? Are you ready for summer? Let me know in the comments. It's getting hot here now. It's getting summery. It's that time of year where I bang on the aircon and hide away in the darkness and paint miniatures. So hopefully we're going to get quite a few models painted this summer. My goal, as always, is to complete the Slain series. Then ABC Warriors is going to be next, with every other video being some random model from the collection. So that could be a Judge Dredd, could be Warlord Games, could be Warhammer 40k. I'm going to be all over the place this year. So I hope you're going to want to hang on and be a part of this absolute chaos. If you have any projects you want to show off, we do have a free to join Discord. There's quite a few of us now. We're starting to grow over there. We're just sharing random projects that we're all working on. And every month I pick a few and share it on the community tabs here on YouTube. So check out what everyone else has been up to and then come join us on Discord and say hi. Right, I think we are done with the yellows and the skin tones. They should all be dry, so I'm going to be brave and get the blue. And my goal is to start blocking in this colour on the trousers. So I've got to make sure I don't creep too far over. I do a 50-50 split on the leg. The Red Leg Raiders comes from the comic strip The Haunting of Milwaukee, which had Rhode Island Red, the mutant boss with the cockerel head. He is one of my all-time favourite characters in Judge Dredd. I think he was amazing. And basically anything from the 1980s, I'm theming towards them so they become their own little group. And then I can come up with rules for all of them slowly but surely, and they'll all match together. But they still kind of fit in with my Warlord Games range because, as most of you will know, my main gang is Blood Pack, and they're a nice red colour, that very similar red to the trousers. But also I have the City Dev, which are blue. It's quite a similar blue to this one. So it kind of makes sense that their trousers would be 50-50. I don't know, I imagine these mooties come over, steal some cloth, steal some fabric. They got a blue leg, they got a red leg, stitch them together. Got the Red Leg Raiders. And they're just going to be made up of these 90 kits, which I think will look really nice. Now, I am practicing my video, and I don't know if you've noticed in the last few vids. I'm trying to record in 4K, which hopefully will increase the quality of the video. I still got to practice my focal lengths and where to put my hands. But I'm also trying to cut back on the editing. I found myself looking at some of my videos and I felt I was over editing them. I was jumping in, there was all the zoomings and leaping around, and it was just annoying. So I'm going to try and do these as best I can with as few cuts in them. Now, I don't want to be waffling the entire video, so there will be some cuts to just try and avoid that happening. But I am going to try and talk more. Talk about my projects, talk about what I'm getting up to, especially on the models that don't have much going on. So this model is a perfect example. I'm not even sure if the character's real name is Flinn Shaver or if they just chose that. I'm assuming she is from the Cosmic Punks just because the hairstyle is similar. But the character in that comic strip, you never actually see her with an axe, as far as I'm aware. So I'm going to assume it is her. But I feel like with a lot of the 2000 AD characters, they avoided mainline characters. They obviously did it with the Judges, Dredd, Anderson, Giant, because they sell the kits. But when it came to the villains, a lot of the time they just did the one-shot villains and also just picked random characters. So it makes sense that maybe they based this off a character that they saw in one panel. But yeah, I don't know how they came up with the characters for this game. It's so weird. It was very random. Like I said, she sat on my shelf for so long. I bought her knowing she was from Judge Dredd, but because I couldn't find much on her, she just sat there because I was very uninspired to paint her. It was just, I randomly just thought to myself, I'm going to get this done. So here we are. Right, you should have just seen me finishing up the Slaughter Red. We're getting through this model pretty quick. It's weird to think that the base is probably the same size as the model. She's so tiny. I can't get past by how tiny this model is. It's ridiculous. Right. Griffhound Orange. One of the few colors that I really enjoy from the range. Now, in my opinion, this stands up to the Army Painter Fire Giant. This is a little bit darker, a little bit richer in color compared to the Fire Giant Orange that Army Painter does, but either one is really good. And this is pretty much a full paint, so you're going to see me painting a lot of orange in the upcoming videos. I do apologize, but I've got to get through these paints. So I'm just going to work my way around her top. It's weird. In the comic strip, I think she has cheetah dots on her. I'm not going to attempt to paint that because it would go terribly wrong. So she's just going to have an orange top. It was weird because the copies of the comics I have, they're black and white. It's the case files, and they're always black and white until you get into the later ones. But I had seen a picture of the panel where it's colored, and it took me by surprise. Didn't expect to see that. I can tell you now, my paint scheme is miles off the way that it was colored in. She had a yellow top with cheetah patterns on it. Her hair was definitely not green. But either way, end up being really pleased with this model. She's bright, she's bold. She's going to be a weird add-on to the collection. Definitely going to use her as a Cursed Earth Desperado rather than a City Dweller. The axe just seems too weird. I know we have axes in Mega City 1, but I just don't think she would have access to it as a normal punk. And when you look at like my Blood Packers, she's not going to fit in with that gang, so she had to become a Desperado. There wasn't much choice. Right, we're now going to work on the hair, which is going to be this nice bright green. I'm using the Orc Flesh for it. And I'm just going to try and make sure I don't hit her yellow hairbands. Now, as I mentioned, I am changing up my videos. Make sure you comment below. If you think I'm waffling too much, tell me, and I will cut back on the waffling. If you enjoy me rambling and it's almost podcast-esque style, let me know. I am trying to work out what I'm going to be painting. So if you follow me on Discord, I have recently started building my bolt action, so we're going to have them on the channel soon. We're also going to have some more alien stuff happening, which should be good. Plus, like I said, I am revisiting 40k. The goal of 2025 is to clear the backlog. I have so many unpainted figures that it's driving me nuts now. So I'm going to paint my way through them or sell what I don't need. And the main push is going to be the 2000 AD lines. I want to get my Slain done, which are getting very close. ABC Warriors only have 3 model kits left. And then I'm pushing hard on Judge Dredd after that. The focus for this channel will be Judge Dredd. It's always going to be Judge Dredd. It's my favorite topic. So anything I do is going to be Judge Dredd-esque. But of course, Can't always be Judge Dredd. So there will be some bolt action. There will be some 40k. Yeah. We're just going to do a bit of everything. It's still going to be miniature-esque. But I still want the main theme of this channel to be Judge Dredd. I just love the setting too much to leave it. I don't care if no company's currently supporting it beyond Rebellion. I just love it too much to say, you know what, I'm done. Because I'm not. I'm going to keep on pushing. Keep on pushing through. Right. I feel like I am now waffling. So you get the idea. I'm painting the hair green. Let's move on to the next bit. Okay, with the green now done, I think there's maybe a spot there that I just missed. I think we are closing in. We're on to the last paint, which is going to be Runic Grey, and then I'm going to do the base. But yeah, as always, I have enjoyed waffling along to you all. I hope you've enjoyed listening. If you didn't, let me know in the comments. But if you got this far, I hope you have enjoyed it. Hope you would consider hitting that like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I will catch you in the next video real soon, which should be I want to say the L Woman in Slain is going to be the Sunday video. So make sure you're stopping by. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit the bell to make sure you're getting notified. Come join us on Discord. And if you've really enjoyed it and feel like buying me a cup of coffee, there's a little button down below where you can make a donation. 90% of that money is going on coffee and energy drinks. I'm not going to lie there. The rest is going towards equipment and more miniatures for me to paint and enjoy. But as always, hope you enjoy the glamour shots, and I will see you again real soon. Cheers for watching. Hey, thank you for watching this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and then go watch this one. This one up here. Give it a click. Bye-bye.